What happens when the greatest 400m hurdler of our time decides pain isn't the enemy, but the fuel? Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone isn't just preparing for another race. She's preparing for her moment of destiny. The countdown to the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo has begun. For most athletes, it's a return to glory. For Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, it's personal. Tokyo is where it all changed. And now she's heading back, stronger, wiser, and more dangerous than ever.
Sure. So World Championships are in September in Tokyo, actually. So going back there, which will be really fun. Yeah, I mean, we're at a point where just growing in marriage.
But before that moment of truth, Sydney still has a few races to run. And when Sydney runs, she doesn't just aim to compete. She aims to conquer. Winning isn't a goal for her. It's the expectation. Her times are what make the world stop and stare. Because when Sydney runs, history happens. At just 17, she stunned the world by making the Olympic team. But she didn't just show up, she took over. Since 2019, McLaughlin-Levrone has been rewriting the rulebook. At the Paris 2024 Olympics, she blazed through the 400-meter hurdles in a jaw-dropping 50.37 seconds, crushing the world record for the 6th time. Now 25, Sydney is a household name. But even with all the fame, she remains grounded. After her 3rd Olympic gold, she simply said, "I credit all that I do to God. He's given me a gift." That humility is just one reason she stands apart. But make no mistake, this gifted athlete is no stranger to pain. In fact, it's her willingness to embrace it that makes her unstoppable. At the 2022 World Championships in Eugene, Oregon, she did the unthinkable again, breaking the 400-meter hurdles world record with a 50.68 finish. The first woman to ever break 51 seconds. But behind the triumph was a moment few will forget. Sydney, barely able to stand, waving weakly to the crowd. People thought she was indifferent. They were wrong. "That was the worst pain of my life," she later said. "I've never felt anything like it. I didn't sit down because I didn't want to celebrate. I just couldn't." As she approached the final hurdle, she had one desperate thought. "Please just get over it clean and give everything I have to the finish." And that's when something shifted inside her. By last year, Sydney experienced a breakthrough, not on the track, but in her soul. "The Lord has given you a gift," she said. "But it's not always going to be easy to do what He's placed inside of you." That discomfort? That fear? She stopped running from it. She started running with it. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is mentally locked in. And the world is waiting. With the LA 2028 Olympics looming on her home soil, the stage is already being set for one of the most epic returns in sports history. But first, Kingston, Jamaica. Grand Slam track is coming. And Sydney's confirmed. As the 2025 indoor season heats up, all eyes are on Grand Slam track's debut event. Sydney sat down with the legendary Michael Johnson at the Upfront Summit, where he asked the question we've all been wondering: what does Sydney see for herself after her career ends? Her answer was full of clarity and heart. "I'd love to be a mom," she said with a smile, referring to her husband, Andre Levrone Jr., who is studying to be a pastor. Married in 2022, Sydney envisions a future built on family, faith, and purpose. In her book Far Beyond Gold, she hinted at these dreams. But there's more. She wants to mentor young girls. Why? Because her own teenage years were tough, even while preparing for the Olympics in Rio. Now, she wants to use her experiences, the triumphs, the struggles, the pressure, to help others navigate those pivotal moments. Through coaching, mentoring, and personal connection, Sydney is laying the groundwork for her post-track legacy. But for now, her mission is clear. Use her God-given gifts to their full potential. That journey includes making tough decisions, like running fewer races. It's a strategy that not everyone agrees with. In fact, when Michael Johnson first brought Sydney into Grand Slam track, critics called her the wrong person to go get. Johnson didn't flinch. "Oh, so I should go get the person who runs every single race just to prove something?" he quipped. Makes no sense. Because Johnson wasn't just building a league, he was building a stage. One that would showcase the best in the world. Not just their performances, but their stories, their passions, their purpose. And Sydney? She got it. In fact, she was among the first to sign on when Grand Slam track was announced in 2024. And now it's go time. The outdoor season kicks off with the inaugural Grand Slam track event in Kingston, Jamaica. Olympic champions, world champions, and rising stars will descend on Independence Park for a 3-day showcase unlike any other. The athletes will compete twice, facing off in matchups designed to thrill fans and ignite rivalries. Kingston is the first stop of 4 in 2025, followed by Miami, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles. Sydney, who skipped the indoor season, will make her return in Kingston. It's the earliest start to her specialty event since 2019. But she's ready. She'll square off against titans like Dalilah Muhammad, the 2019 world champ, and Shamia Little, a 2-time silver medalist. Up to 10 Olympic gold medalists from Paris 2024 are confirmed, including Gabby Thomas, Messiah Russell, Alexis Holmes, Cole Hucker, and Quincy Hall. And leading the charge, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. One woman, one mission, one record at a time. The season begins now. Watch what happens next. Subscribe for more.